Ardha Sirsasana. We are still practicing this, and we are going to do a little bit of what should I say? A preparation work to get our shoulders to work for us. So this is what you're going to do. So it's a good idea to use the folded mat like this, and you can put your elbows on that edge so you know that your elbows are extended. Now, before you go down, really extend this wrist side. So you want to extend the bones as you go down, and then you interlace your hands. In terms of the clasp, you want to keep that semicircle because that's where the back of your head has to go, and don't squash the space because then where will your head go, right? So you have to keep that rounded connection of the back of the head. So let's continue. I put my elbows down, I extend my forearms, I clasp the fingers, and once you've clasped the fingers, keep that round semicircle between in your palm. Try to press the thumbs downward and then place the crown of your head. Yeah, so you're on the crown of the head. And remember, the hands are not dropping, they are resisting because the lift of the hands, and if you take your weight too much to the wrist, then you lose your shoulders. So can you see that I'm actually keeping my weight more on the middle of the forearm? I'm just moving it to show you. This is the middle of my forearm. If my weight goes there, my shoulders are moving. So I reset again because talking I readjusted. I put the crown of my head and I press my thumbs into each other. I resist the weight more to the middle of the forearm. And then from here, I can bring my knees close enough. Start to lift your legs up. Your legs have to be straight. All this work with Dandasana. Now, once you're here in the pose, lift the shoulders and the crown of the head less. Move that dorsal spine in, and you can walk closer. But you really have to see that your dorsal spine is not doing this. And I'm going to show you an option what you need to do if this is the case, right? But for now, if that's the case, you need to take your legs back. You need to press, lift those shoulders, keep those outer deltoids in, and see that your dorsal spine stays in. Lengthen from the armpit to the hip. Legs tight and come close. Moving that dorsal in. And now come down. Yeah, so that itself is hard work, right? So we're going to do a little bit of preparation work, and this is good for the shoulder. So it's kind of a modified connection. So this is what you do to get your shoulders to work. And what you will realize is when you do this up and down movement, you might find one elbow is going out. That's your weaker elbow. So it's a good thing to kind of do this repetition because that way you'll gain insight, and then that means you have to pay more attention to that part of the shoulder. So let's try. So here we go. We interlace our hands and we are in this position. You look at your elbows. And another small thing. Sorry, I need to add this point. The upper arms don't swing out because this makes the shoulders stable. So remember what we were talking about at the beginning of the class, how we said rotate your upper arms. The inner shoulder goes back, outer shoulders back. So you have to kind of keep this rotational element going. That means I just want to show you here because it's easy to see. When I place my hand, right, if I let my elbow go out, you can see how there's a collapse that is happening because I have to lift my shoulder. So when you go down, you have to see this outer part of the elbow stays in. It doesn't swing out. That's instability for you. Yeah. So you have to keep that elbow in control. And that's why we have to learn to turn this muscle. Turn this muscle from the inside to the outside. We prepared armpit. Yeah, remember we've been doing this work. Armpit chest rotation, Virabhadrasana. Armpit chest rotation, Paravrita. This, you're preparing that connection. Okay, let us begin. Not let us begin. Let us continue, right? Okay, so place your elbows, extend your forearms, interlace your hands, keep the extension, and this is the practice run we are going to do. Don't put your crown of your head down, but you stay here. And then try to see if you can move legs strong, move your shoulders forward. So you have to watch as you move your shoulders forward, resist, roll those outer deltoids in and go back up. Again, keep that dorsal spine in. Go forward with your shoulders. And I really have to work, be more attentive because now I can really sense how my left arm tends to go out or my right side is pushing stronger. So I have to be quite conscious as I go, keeping that dorsal in and back. Yeah, so this is strong work on the shoulders. You want to challenge a little bit more? Walk in. This was slipping, right? So that's why I had to tuck it back in. So this is such a good exercise because you can immediately learn what tends to go and you can observe. Okay, my forearm, I have to roll. Now I really have to stabilize as I go forward and I have to go back. Who said yoga was easy? You can really get strong in your shoulders this way. So I have to really pay attention and go like this, yeah? So I can go forward and back. Go as far as you can, keeping that dorsal spine in and back. And by now I'm sure you're sweating. I am a little bit. So come down. Now let's repeat it again. Okay, so one last one. Interlace your hands, dig those elbows down. Weight is on the middle of the forearm. Deltoids, rotation. Even if you never get up to Sirsasana, you can still get strong on your shoulders just doing this practice because you're not weight bearing. So it's kind of safe as well. Everyone can do this. So let's begin. You place the crown of your head down. Now you're a bit more conscious. You press the middle of the forearm. Keep the hand like a support so your head is not pushing it. Lift those shoulders, roll those outer deltoids. You can just practice doing this today. Or if you want to lift your knees up, you have to sustain all of this. Outer shoulders in, pressing down, lifting the shoulders and walking forward. As you walk forward, keep lifting the shoulders. If your back is rounding, if you're in this position, you have to be wise enough to take your legs back. Dorsal in. Roll those outer deltoids. Press the middle of your forearm. Keep the hand supporting your head so it's not going back. Lengthen the forearm. Tighten your thighs. Lift your sitting bones. Now bend your knees. Come down and rest in Adho Mukha Virasana.